Welcome to Empress Ascended. There are some among us who God has set apart to be the first to break the chains, the first to walk in financial freedom, the first to dream beyond the limits set by past generations. But with that anointing comes opposition. And it's one thing to fight evil and the devil, but it's another thing to fight your own damn family and friends. Some of you have been ridiculed, cast out, and talked about because you refused to accept the cycles that held you captive, and you refused to stay bounded by addiction or struggle and small, minuscule thinking. You refused to let the same demons that tormented your friends, family, your parents torment you. You chose to be different, and because of that, they hate you. But I came to encourage the generational curse breaker today. You were chosen for this. They despise your wealth, your wisdom, your favor. But what they fail to understand and realize is that your elevation is not about you. It's about God's plan. Joseph's own brothers hated him, not because he had done them wrong, but because of the favor on his life. He had dreams of greatness, and instead of celebrating with him, they plotted to kill and destroy him. Some of you know what that's like, to be misunderstood by your own kin. You've heard things like,
"You think you're better than us now?"
Or,
"Oh, now that you have money, you forgot where you came from?"
Or,
"You're acting brand new."
But what they don't realize is that your success is not arrogance. It's just evidence of God's promise. You didn't just wake up blessed. You survived the pits of hell, the betrayal, the false narratives, the false accusations, just to get to this point. Joseph had to be separated from his family in order to walk in his destiny. And some of you have been mourning relationships that God himself has removed. And you've been trying to explain yourself to people who refuse to understand. Newsflash, they never will. You've been trying to drag people to places where they were never meant to go. But not everyone can handle where God is taking you. God had to take you out of your old environment so he could change your mindset. He had to remove distractions so you can focus. He had to allow the betrayals so you would stop depending on random lames and start trusting God instead. Don't waste another tear trying to make people see your heart, and don't shrink yourself to make them feel comfortable. You're not responsible for their insecurities. What Joseph's brothers didn't realize was that the very one that they hated would be the one to save them. Years later, when the famine struck the land, it was Joseph, the one that they cast out, who had the resources to sustain them. They may hate you now, but they will definitely need you later. And unlike the Bible, it's up to you to choose whether to help them or not. Stay focused, stay faithful, stand tall, and don't let the whispers of jealousy and hatred distract you. Don't dim your light for anybody to fit in places that God has called you out of. You are the one God has chosen to rewrite your family's history. And yeah, it's lonely. And yeah, it's painful. But I promise you, it's worth it, fam.